Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for clicking on this video. But before this video starts, I actually would want to thank Midnight Storm here. And I don't know if Midnight Storm is watching this, probably he is. But what I want to say here is that I am sorry that I was so self centered in my past video. Um, because it is a bad thing to almost only focus on your own gameplay. You got to focus in a team perspective, actually, and I agree to that because you will see things on what to not do, and you will also see on things that you have to absolutely do. Of course, yeah, I turned a blind eye on that. That was my mistake on my part. And besides, it was like less entertaining when I watched it back. Kind of. I do watch a little bit of parts back from what I create on my content channel because, it's important. It's an analysis feature. So you got to make use of that. And now I wouldn't call me the best content creator. Some of my videos are pretty low quality. You guys probably realize that as well. But my activity will definitely from now on be increased on this game. You can expect more videos and stuff like that. Not on Monday though. Almost never on Monday. But on other days you can definitely expect more content, and that has to do with the fact that I want to become 5,000 infamy eventually, but yeah, in a different way. And you see that the thing that will always probably keep me humble as a player is the fact that I always need to think about the people who have helped me along this road. If those people didn't help me, I wouldn't be here right now. I would have still been in Master League maybe. And that's even a compliment, maybe even Warrior League. Like I would be that bad. So yeah, always think the people who have helped you along the road. Anyway, that doesn't really matter. Today we have replays from Danny, and I've said enough. Yeah, I'm scrolling down here to Danny, and we have here a total of 3 replays because one of them is not working, and that's the fixer CTF. I couldn't for some reason activate this. I don't know what's missing though. Like you see there is a very specific thing here happening. So I cannot tap on this replay, but on the others I can. So the first is this interceptor CTF. We're going to look into this, and we can see that Danny is an interceptor and that there is a speeder and an enforcer as well. This is a mobility team. They have far more mobility than the enemy team, which is a good thing. And as a shooter, I would recommend to you in this type of game mode. First, we are going to actually analyze the loadouts from everyone here, and I will make a judge whether it's good or bad. And if you disagree with me, that's completely fine. Opinions and loadouts differ. This is a good setup because this is the meta enforcers. Meta. What am I even saying? It's not an enforcer, it's an interceptor, damn it. This is the meta interceptor setup. You can see that Danny is already capturing the flag. Massive mistake from the enemy. Nice kill by Mafu here. And we are going here. This setup. Now, normally, listen guys. Normally, I will mock people who use Carronade. I'm not going to do that here. Carronade is an S tier weapon probably almost in this event. And I know what you are thinking. Marine, are you crazy? Have you taken drugs or something? No, because you see, this is actually a different example. Because under normal circumstances, I will mock people, like I said that. But in this game mode, I will not mock you. I will actually protect you. I will actually say to you, you are a smartass. because under normal circumstances, like when people are capturing the flag, you can slow them down by using that stupid shotgun. Now, that's smart. That's a creative way of using a debuff to potentially even like prevent a capture from happening. That's beautiful. Explosive cannon and flare gun. Now, I would say to this person, you do have a little bit a lack of range. Like, there is no mid-range here. And that is a problem. That is a big problem, because if someone fights you on mid-range, you're gonna lose because you have nothing. Flare gun and explosive cannon are not mid-range weapons. Flare is, but explosive cannon is not. And for the people that try to argue with me, go try and shoot someone with an explosive cannon from afar. It's almost not doable. It's a close range weapon. Then we have this person. Now, this is a bad setup because it's Gatling gun that takes longer to kill people. So the person capturing the flag actually gets a massive advantage. So, like, it's no wonder that the enemy is losing when we have people playing setups like this. This is a decent setup, I'll tell you. Close range and like long to mid range with railgun. That's decent. I mean, Gatling gun here, that's bad. Triple torpedoes are right, I guess. And like, again, like the mistake that the enemy made here is not defending their flag. And this person here, the shooter Lollystab Gax, is trying to run the right way. But the problem was that there were people here that did not really capture the flag correctly. So, like, yeah, this is bad. This is very bad. It's just bad for the team, and they are not cooperating. Lollystab Gax completely going the wrong way. Yeah, and mind you that here Danny does actually something very smart. Except not completely. Like, I would go that way. Like, I would go to spawn when I would hold the flag. And there is a reason that I would hold spawn here. It's because you have more chance of survival in spawn rather than going outside of the spawn. Unless they have speeders, but here they didn't have speeders. But okay, like, this is like good gameplay. 2 flags captured here. And the only reason that I'm telling you guys this is because this can prevent you from losing the game. And I'll show you soon what I mean by that. Again, a great team here. Nice loadouts as well, pretty much, except for the enemy, of course, because the enemy had pretty much like bad loadouts, except for the defender and one speeder, but that is about it. And like double bandage playing here in CTF, that's no good. You probably should take double shields, or like at least you should at least take 1 shield, because you're not gonna last long with like pure health upgrades. Like, that's also a mistake that a lot of enforcers make. They think that they can play bandage, turbo, enforcer in a rank match. Meanwhile, there's like 3 railguns and you're dead. Like, please, guys, please. Like, if you're gonna play enforcer, at least do it correctly in rank. At least take 1 shield with you, because you're gonna take damage inevitably. It's inevitable. Okay, so we're going to like watch the second replay here. I'm already enjoying this. Enforcer CTF. I want to know what enforcer setup is this guy using. And like I said, guys, Carinate under normal circumstances, I absolutely would like mock you when you use that weapon. Unless you use one on shooter, only one though, then I will like allow it. But even then, it's like very hard to use underrated weapons. And yes, I call Carronade underrated because it is underrated later on. You almost never see that weapon. This is a nice loadout. This is almost what I like to call the French Enforcer setup. What is the French Enforcer setup? It's basically a grenade, swift torp, and blast cannon, right? That's basically the setup. And what you basically try to do is you try to hit with like the incendiary chances. You try to hit the swift torp, you try to hit the grenade, and you will activate one of these two chances fire. And that's what you hope for. And what happens at that point is you would use the blast cannon to actually deal insane damage. That's basically what this setup looks like. Except for one thing, there's one problem here. You're using Tesla Bolt. And that's not in the French setup. So like we have a like different kind of like enforcer setup. Like I'm not against this. I actually would support this because I've never actually seen a setup like this. I like this. And look at what our flag holder is doing. Look at Boss. Boss is actually very smart. Gangster guy. Staying there passively, waiting for the flag to get returned so that he could do capture. But look at the enemy. The enemy is an open target. They are staying there. That's not a safe spot to hold the flag. And you're going to see why this is such a big like problem. You can see that here. Like Danny rushing in here with the grenade and the torp. Again, I will fire my blast first, but it's completely fine to wait. He returned the flag, and now it's free for all. Boss is easily going to capture the flag, even though he's a little far away, but that doesn't really matter. Like, better be safe than sorry. That's exactly what, like, a lot of wise people say, and we say the exact same, because, of course, we're winning this. Very clever. Nice grenade there. That's, like, this is the reason why you don't only take that, like, this guy is smart. He's going to win this game very easily and very convincing. Boss captured the flag. Absolute beautiful. Very nice. You can see that back here. Grenade out. Missed the stun though. That doesn't matter. Yeah, so like Denny exactly knows what he's doing. Now, what I will do here is I will nitro into the flag to return it, but this is fine too. You can let other people get some coins as well by returning a flag, which is a very nice move, so that everybody gets a little bit more payment, because this event is like very painful. It's very hard to earn coins here, especially if you don't know what you're doing. Danny getting stunned here. Joy Boy and everybody else is ganging up on this speeder who's trying to hold, like capture the flag. Like, if you don't have a concrete reason to go after the flag, you shouldn't do it, because you are wasting respawn time, and by doing so, you actually allow your allies or enemies actually to score a point on you, because the longer your respawn time is, the more the attacking forces are going to benefit from that. Because if you have like a 20-minute waiting time for spawn, you can get really far with 20 seconds of like, capturing the flag. Like, that is the reason why you got to be very careful in this event. Like, here you can see it's 20 seconds for solid text 6. It was actually more than that. And this is also the reason why fixers are so powerful in this event. It's not just because they can make the flag holder invulnerable, it's the fact that they can actually save ships. That is actually even more dangerous about it. Now, I think that every CTF should be 4 versus 4, because the matches will take less long, the overall firepower will not really matter that much anymore, and team composition will actually be a lot harder to balance, actually. That's basically my opinion to like the people who decided to take CTF back. I would like a system like that, like the 4v4 CTF event that we had this weekend. It was actually pretty good. Like I was maybe scolding it so now and then, but it wasn't that bad, to be honest. Like, let's be real, guys. I might mock CTF, but I think that, to be fair, if it was a 4 versus 4 event all the time, I think I wouldn't even like complain that much anymore. I think that it's actually completely fine. But that's just my perspective now. You don't have to agree with to that, but I think it has potential, but it just needs some reworks. Just needs some reworks for the more fine event, to be honest. And it's kind of fun because like when someone explained to me in Chillzone chat that it was something else than just killing the enemy or like simply winning an objective, and something that like requires a lot of strategy and like weapon combos and stuff, it's fun because normally it isn't there, and like it's a completely different area. So yeah, you have to be very cooperative with your team, and if you are not, then yeah, you're obviously gonna lose. So I kind of like CTF gameplays. I would like all of you to actually like send in some of your games as well, because I don't want to keep highlighting one person. So I'm kind of desperate for replays. I could make some myself too, to be honest, somewhere, And I'm also going to try to make a different YouTube intro, but that will take some time. I need some lot of editing, like back in the days I had a Battlefield 4 intro. That's basically what I had. And the music that I used on the background, by the way, is Warsaw from Battlefield 4. So that's the theme. So I had everything from Battlefield 4. Doesn't really matter, but then you at least know where it all came from. So yeah, we are going here, and this is the last replay that I want to show you before I head off, because like it's almost like time for me to eat. I usually eat at like 7:30 here, 17:30 here. This is a striker replay here, and striker is a very balanced ship, very good as well. And we have here a fixer. And yeah, especially here, it is important that you know which way to run back to if you are under attack. So like if you are taking this flag, hold on. If you are taking this flag, you should go this way and not that way, because if you go that way, where I'm aiming with my recorder, you're going to die. Now, why are you going to die there with the flag? The reason is very simple. It's because it's not it's the spawn zone of the freaking enemy. So you're gonna be bullet cheese if you go there. So yeah, let me see. Let me take a look at the setups real quick. This is a good setup, kind of. I wouldn't pick sniper cannon here, to be honest. Like, if you're going for a napalm setup, I think you should take a cannon. I don't care which cannon, blast or standard, but you need a cannon. If you don't take a cannon, you're kind of useless at this point. But then again, if you're going to pick standard cannon, then you can't use carronade, because if you use carronade, like you can only have one like low cooldown weapon, and the rest needs to be high payload, or else it doesn't work. Because yeah, like you have a lack of you can't keep the cooldown up. Let's say that, which is a problem. This is a carronade spamming person. Now, I wouldn't encourage this, of course, in like high rank, but here it's like reasonable. Stunning the fixer is a decent move, but shooting it immediately is a mistake. Don't shoot targets immediately, guys. Then you might as well don't use the stun at all. Like that's like, but again, this is a challenger, or actually this is a Warrior League player, so I can't really blame this person, to be honest. because we all have been there, right? We all have made mistakes. I have made mistakes too, to be honest. You want to know my biggest mistake? Well, you guys already know that, but not only was it that, like, I was listening to one person, and like when someone told me that they only focus on healing on Fixer, I literally copied that play style, which is completely wrong. Like, Fixer shouldn't only like heal, they also should do some damage. And I'm not saying insane amounts of damage, but at least some amounts of damage. Every support needs to know that, because it's of course a support. Anyway, so we have here a grenade missile. That's a pretty weird setup, to be honest, because normally, like, we are used to seeing cannons on speeder, lots and lots of cannons. So like they are playing kind of weird setups, just know that. Okay, so now we're looking at this, and this person is not really running, he's just circling around aimlessly. Like, that's also not really good, because, and this is a pure mistake. Like, you see four people on the horizon, what are you gonna do? Are you gonna give them a hug? Like, come on, man, go the other way around. I just don't understand. Like, but you can see how this team is playing, and here you can see this again. Again, this problem of taking the wrong route to retreat. Like, you're gonna be bullet, you're gonna get bullet fed if you're going this way. Like, be very like, you can see in these CTF replays, guys, especially when you play shooter, especially when you try to play shooter in CTF. I urge you all to try to do this at some point. Not everybody though. We also need some speeders, obviously, but I urge you all to try to play shooter in CTF and see how hard it is to perfectly position yourself. I got some examples of shooter replays in CTF. I could send some here on this channel if you'd like to. I think that I will actually do that, to be honest. And what this does is it will give you an idea of how difficult it is to actually position yourself in an advantageous way. And now I do know that some people here will say, huh, positioning, Marine. Does that even matter? Like, some of these know-it-all people will probably come up here and say, ask some stuff like that, some hater or something. I'm just talking about that. um Yes, it absolutely does. Positioning is very important in battle way, especially. And there's a reason for that. It will, like, it will provide you value. Like, if you have a bad position fixer, you obviously cannot always save everybody. Whereas when you position like perfectly, you could save everybody if you are, of course. Like, you see, when I was playing that match in Damage Depot, I'm still going to talk about that. I should have repositioned myself with Nitro, kind of. And what that did was people wouldn't let my turret turn all around, because that's the problem with Speeder. If they dash into you, your turret is going to go 360, which is going to take some time. Then you can finally fire your bolt, and that is obviously bad, because that takes a long time, and in that time, the enemy can do damage, and just very complex reasoning. Like, this game looks so easy on the surface, but it can be so hard within its shell, and we seem to forget that sometimes. Like, support is not that easy to play as people think. Like, some they say, like, support, well, that's not really that difficult, is it? To play it, like, against a team that has no fixer is easy, but to play it against a team that has fixers is hard. That is going to be significantly harder, of course. Because you need to diff the enemy fixer. Or if you don't do it, at least you should be trying to be equal, kind of. Which is a struggle for me, because my gear's a freaking joke. But that's where the tape comes in that I combined yesterday. Um, it could have a lot of potential. And I know what you guys are saying. Well, Marine, you're not planning to use tape in rank, are you? I will, actually, believe it or not. And you might call me an idiot. I mean, we all have done stupid stuff before we became like, a grandmaster at this game. Not that I'm calling myself that. I'm nowhere near grandmaster, by the way. Like, I still need a long rope before I could actually like make it to the end of this hallway. Um, kind of stuck here, but it's not the end of the world. What I want to say is that what you sacrifice when you play tape on Fixer is obviously teammate healing, because duct tape purely is self repairing. What is good though is that you would get some mobility down there. So you're sacrificing potentially some extra healing for a movement advantage, which can actually, believe it or not, can win you the battle if you are careful. Now that means that I can make this tape tier 2. I can make it tier 2 legendary. And it, of course, won't be as strong as my plasma. Let that be clear. Like, my epic plasma will obviously be stronger unless I use a tier 3 legendary tape. Then it will actually be a different story. Then it will actually heal like a freaking... It will heal better than a tier 5 epic tape, which finally has some incentives in using it. But yeah, that doesn't really matter. You guys don't really care about that. But I'm just telling you my plans here, because what I'm planning to do is play tape with double bolt, and I will actually try to practice positioning and stuff like that. That is basically like the plan that we make here. And some people will call this impossible. Again, like, that's fine. You can think that, but I think that like, with some practice, it will work somewhere. It's gonna need a lot of practicing though, but yeah. See, there's an experimental loadout. I just want to see how good I can play with an old setup like that, because I used to play it in the past. It really wasn't that bad, and I even had 50% win rate with that. Now you may say that that's not something to brag about, but like, it is pretty decent. I just want to tell you that. So yeah, thank you all so much for watching this video, and I'll see you next time. Take care.